What was your biggest lifetime downswing? Oh God, legacy. I actually have a video coming out. I'm gonna be putting out a video on my YouTube channel next week, and it's specifically about the biggest downswing I've ever went on in my life. It's not only about that. It's actually my entire life story. It's going to be titled "My Entire Life Story in 37 Minutes." So you're going to be seeing that next week coming out on my YouTube channel, and in that, somewhere in there, you'll see I talk about my biggest downswing ever that not many people know about, because it wasn't just a poker downswing. It was other things involved too. So if you really want to know, then watch that video coming it's coming next week. Jack, what books you listening to at the moment? Great question. Great question. So I just finished earlier on this month, I was reading Psycho-Cybernetics, which is an excellent book. I'm going to make that the book of the month for Team 651 for December, because each month we do a book of the month, and I do like a recap and a review of the book, the notes of the book. So that's going to be the book of the month for our December on Team 651, Psycho-Cybernetics. Super interesting book. If you're into like spiritual kind of things, you're going to absolutely love that book. And then the one I just finished today it's called Why We Sleep, which was also interesting, but was kind of like a depressing read, to be honest. Like, it was like they just talk about like sleep deprivation and how it causes like all kinds of deaths and illnesses and crazy shit. So it's quite an intense book, but really interesting. A lot of science, a lot of facts in there, and I learned quite a few things. And it's actually the book of the month in November for Team 651. So as soon as the month is over, I'm gonna recap that book. We make a video about it. We make a forum post about it, the notes, the main takeaways, and things like that. So we're gonna talk about that book. But I guess one of the interesting things I can mention now that I found in that book, which some of you guys might find really interesting, is, I guess I'll have you guys guess a little bit. Let's see who wants to guess. And don't Google it. That doesn't count. Don't Google it. But so according to this book, the author of this book, what is the optimal temperature to sleep at, both in Fahrenheit and Celsius? Take a quick guess at that. Let me know. I want to see some guesses in the chat. And then after you guys guess at it, I'll let you know. It doesn't matter if you say Fahrenheit or Celsius. I know both of them. So if you guys just take a quick guess, what is the optimal temperature your bedroom is supposed to be for the best quality sleep? Think about it for a second. Don't Google it. Give me your best guess, either in Fahrenheit or Celsius. Either or is fine. Super curious to see what you guys are ranging towards, because when the author mentioned it in the book, I was not expecting it to be this number. But it is. So take a guess. Oh, the guesses. Here comes the guesses for the temperature. The Boy Nick says 20. I assume you're talking Celsius. Okay, yeah, he said Celsius. Cosmic says 18. Alacord says 18. You guys definitely Googled it. It is 18.3, which is quite cold, because I actually have the room at, I make the room at 21, and my girlfriend complains about how cold it is in here. But it's so important for me to have the room cold, because I don't know, I just like to be a little bit cool, especially when I'm grinding. I think it's really good for the brain, and it's good for sleep too, apparently. So yeah, it's 18.3 in Celsius and 65 in Fahrenheit, which is a lot lower than most people think it is. Not many people sleep in that kind of temperature, but apparently that's the best for the quality of sleep that you can get. Quick, brief explanation of what Manson's law is. It's called the Manson's law of avoidance. It's because I'm going to make a YouTube video specifically on that topic. It's basically the law that we, as humans, we try to protect our identity at any which way possible. So let's say, for example, legacy, you think you're a great looking guy, okay? Let's say you're like, hey, I'm this good looking guy, and that's how you see yourself. That's how you like kind of identify yourself as this great looking guy, okay? So Manson's law of avoidance states that you're gonna avoid any situation where you can be critiqued as to like not be that good looking guy. So let me give you an example. You might be more hesitant to approach girls and go talk to girls at the club because you don't want anybody to kind of tarnish this identity you have about yourself, that you're a great looking guy. You believe that and you want to protect that at all costs. So you won't put yourself in a situation where that can be in jeopardy. So for example, one example would be the club situation, or let's say if somebody asks, like let's say if you're with some people and they were to rank you on a scale of 1 to 10 of how good looking they think you are, you would feel really nervous and like really vulnerable there because your identity is under attack. So that's Manson's law of avoidance. So whatever we believe our identity is, it could be anything. I'm just using that as one example. So whatever we strongly believe our identity is, we look to protect that in any which way we can, and we look to avoid getting criticized in that area. So it's quite interesting to think about and how many different, I'm going to give a lot of examples when I make my YouTube video on that topic. It's going to be really interesting, so definitely go check it out.